let's go to North Korea. Those pranksters, they like to launch prank missile tests, which fall into the sea all the time. But their latest prank is their best yet. Poop balloons. We've all heard of the Tet offensive. This is the Shet offensive.
The turd offensive.
The turd offensive. Yeah.
Oh, yeah! Good morning and welcome to episode 1472 of Hard Factor. It is Thursday, May 30th, 2024. Thank you for cheating on the news with us. Everything you need to know in 40-ish minutes or less. But if you need more, go to patreon.com/hardfactor. There's also an 80-ish% accuracy guarantee on this podcast, in case you didn't know. Today, I've got Diddy. More Diddy.
He did.
No Diddy, but more Diddy. Yeah, a lot of it. And he gets into it, guys. Bad boy for life.
He should be called Oh Did He.
Oh, did he? He's a rascal.
Yeah.
He is one of the biggest rascals of all time, it turns out, Wes. And it's kind of weird how long people have known about it, like as the stuff comes out. And we'll get to that because that's sort of what this is about.
Like Miramax was making blockbuster movies. You know, it takes a while when he's producing hits and like even not his hits but other people's hits. It takes a while. It
took a while after the hits dried up
Yeah.
for what apparently was common knowledge to a lot of people to come out. But now that the facts are coming out, they are worth discussing for sure. Mark is on deck. What do you got for us, Mark?
A couple quick updates on some big stories we've covered, and then maybe the worst mayor in the country.
Ooh.
He's a bad boy. He's a Diddy.
Okay, he's a Diddy. Mine ends. I got a bonus dog at the end of mine with a great mayor. So it's the mayor of rape?
Yeah. He'll kill you.
Oh, okay. Right.
Because Diddy will do that too. I think Will's going to get to another famous rapper that Diddy probably killed.
Yeah. Well, where
Allegedly.
there's smoke, there's fire, and we'll see what all the smoke is about when we get to it. And Wes is closing it out today with Korean poop balloons and more. Yeah, double smelly Asian corner is what I got for you. So stick around for that. It's going to be good. Yeah, it is going to be good. That's the title story of the show. If you're not watching this tape live, of course, it's the North Korean poop balloons. Perhaps one of the most sent in stories.
That's a dirty bomb.
To the Hard Factor DMs. Such pranksters they are.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They love a good gag over there. Yeah. Of course, most of them end in an execution, but, you know, it's at least on their side of the wall. This one.
They find those hilarious, too, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Some dark humor over there. Well, it takes some dark humor to get by when you have no electricity and no food. So, that's right. Any distraction is welcomed. Yes, exactly. Exactly. How's your week going, fellas? We got anything else before we hop into this news? What's going on with you guys? Feeling good?
Feeling good.
Great. Yeah, feel great. Feel great. Yeah, good. Me too. Feeling good. Feeling great.
Yeah, how are you feeling?
Great. Feeling good.
Feeling
how
good,
are
Will?
you? Yeah, great. Fantastic. Just like
how are you feeling, the listeners? Hopefully feeling good.
Yeah. All right. Let's feel better and catch ourselves up on the news. Why don't we? First up, Diddy. Why Diddy? Oh, did he? Yes. All of those. Sean Diddy Combs, that's his current name, formerly known as Puff Daddy, which apparently he went by Puff like his whole life, like growing up, I guess, or at least in college he did, because that's what some of this is about.
Rough Daddy, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Puff Daddy. You know, he went from Puff to Puff Daddy to Diddy. Okay, that was his evolution.
There she was, just a walking down the street singing, do-wah-diddy, diddy-dum, diddy-do. You think he ever plays that song?
In his head, it's playing all the time, and then he has to viciously beat her when he
she
sees her
looked
walking
good
down the street.
On the ground. I kicked her in the stomach.
Yeah.
Rape, they're good.
Yeah, sometimes. Whatever it calls for, whatever the occasion calls for, he seems to do it.
She looked unconscious.
Allegedly, right? Only alleged by like tons of people now. He's got more accusations coming out. Could you believe it?
I believe it, yeah.
You believe it?
I mean, he pretty much did this to every woman he was with.
I thought he was a stand-up businessman.
He's the new Locust. He's like basically anything that comes out from the past 40 years, I'm going to assume he did it. Like, he's the new excuse.
Yeah. It's tough. It's tough being Diddy right now. Turns out that people may have known for a really long time that this guy is an absolute scumbag. Because
and they should be ashamed of themselves, quite frankly. No, everyone that knew and just kept their mouths shut because they were benefiting from this piece of shit. They should be ashamed.
These people probably told people. These are just random witnesses. I think what kept it quiet, like Mark said, was just the industry power behind him, right? Like the fact that he was hard to touch when they were making hits.
She looked dead. She didn't look fine.
She talked back.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, Cat Williams was out there telling everybody, He was. So there was
50.
Yeah, 50 Cent's been telling people for a long, long time. And multiple former classmates of Puff, at the time he was called Puff, at Howard University in Washington, D.C., have told the Rolling Stone that they saw Diddy, scream belligerently for his girlfriend to come outside her dorm and meet him inside the Harriet Tubman quad. Okay, so he's just losing his mind. It's 1989 or 1990 at Howard University. He's in the Harriet Tubman quad. He's screaming for his girlfriend belligerently, get out here. Get out here. I need to talk to you. And so she comes out there eventually.
Meet me at the Harriet statue.
Yeah. Yeah. And then she comes out, meets him at the statue, only for Diddy, well, Puff at the time, he went by Puff, only for Puff to beat her with a belt in front of everyone in the quad.
Public display.
Ooh, yeah, so she came out, calls his girlfriend to him in front of her dorm like a dog, and then beats her with a belt in front of everybody in the Harriet Tubman quad at Howard University.
That's ironic, isn't it?
Yeah, it's tough.
The irony is thick on that one.
Yeah, I don't think Harriet Tubman would like that. Is that what you're saying?
Probably not.
Well, yeah, beating, belts, slaves, Harriet Tubman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't. Okay,
this is more of a domestic violence thing, but
yeah, no, I get it.
I thought you meant because she was an awesome person and wouldn't like that.
No, well, of course she wouldn't like
Underground Railroad was trying to help women and not beat them.
That too, Mark.
That's what I was thinking. You were gonna say.
Yeah, mine was more racist.
Got it.
Yeah. Yes. So here's one of the quotes from the witnesses. He beat her all over the place. She was trying to defend herself a little bit. She was crying, and we were telling him, get off her. We were screaming for her. No word from the victim yet if she will be the 7th pending violent, sexual, whatever type of abuse lawsuit against Puff right now. Diddy dropped out of Howard, not Harvard. He didn't go to Harvard. Howard after 1 year by 1990. So people, have been seeing him beat women in public for at least 34 years at this point. So
there were signs.
A few, yeah, a couple. Yeah, and they're all being pointed out now in this new Rolling Stone article. Bad Boy for Life: Sean Combs' History of Violence, and so that's what a lot of the accusers are now coming out telling publications about what they've seen Puffy do over the years.
Rolling Stones, they did that huge article you're talking about. I think they did at least a 6-month investigation. There's already a one on like Tubi or Hulu, like the dark times of Diddy, which is already dropped, and then Netflix paid Fiddy a bunch of money for his tell-all. So there's going to be like 3 or 4 at least large exposés on all the shit he's done.
Feel like it was they've just had this ready on the ready. Like, it's like ready to drop. There's no way they just started this when the first big allegation came out recently.
That's when a lot of the stuff probably got greenlit. They probably had it in the pipeline, like at these documentary places for years.
A lot of these things do that. Like, what's his name? Rowan Farrow.
Yeah.
He wrote like that book I read that book. It was good. It was about like Weinstein and the news guy or the lock room. What's his name?
Weinstein.
The other guy, the anchor,
Matt Lauer.
Matt Lauer.
It was about Lauer and Weinstein, and he'd been working on that for like 5 to 10 years, and that's usually what happens is people like investigate, and then like the higher ups for that one kept shutting it down because those guys were powerful. So like I'm sure that people have been putting these things together for a while.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like Epstein, there's videos out now of like all the politicians be like, we knew what disgusting stuff he was doing, but people wouldn't go after him because they were scared for whatever reason. Turns out he was a CIA informant.
He's making me money.
Yeah.
And so Diddy, people wondered the same thing about him. Why has he been protected this long? Is he an Epstein type situation?
I heard that he is.
People that are important.
He does. I did hear that he has numerous tapes, like blackmail tapes of powerful people that he filmed in his house. Yeah.
People wonder if it's an Epstein situation.
Yeah.
Well, for sure, he had dirt on powerful people. When you have dirt on powerful people, then usually, articles about that person get squashed because
That's right.
How deep do you want them digging?
In fact, in Epstein's case, they made a Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous about him, actually.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But again, once Billy Clinton wasn't in the White House anymore, the protection kind of went away. But the fun doesn't stop there for Puff Daddy. Another witness from Puff's time with Biggie, Biggie Smalls, one of the greatest rappers of all time, R.I.P., died way too early, murdered. A witness from their time together, photographer Monique Bunn, told the Rolling Stone, quote, Biggie was absolutely about to leave Puff. I know for a fact because he told me that. Another source added, quote, everybody wanted to leave Puffy. Everybody leaves him. This dissatisfaction was compounded by legal battles over Biggie's publishing rights, which his attorneys were attempting to reclaim from Sean Diddy Combs at the time of his death, further straining their relationship. So it really puts a new light on Biggie's death. It was always spun that it was a gang battle, West Coast, East Coast bullshit. The person that stood to gain from Biggie's murder was Sean Diddy Combs.
So he might have killed both Tupac and Biggie or orchestrated it. But I will say this about Biggie. I mean, yes, both those guys, loved those guys. Everyone did. But Biggie's a liar because I guess it wasn't Bad Boys for Life. He was trying to leave. So Puff had the...
He made a
mockery of his slogan.
It was the slogan of Bad Boys Entertainment. He had to say it as an employee, I would imagine. And so maybe that is what ended up, if that was what ended up getting him killed because he broke those terms. That
blood
sucks.
in, blood out. Yeah,
that really sucks. And if Diddy is responsible for that, I hope we find out one day because it's fucking horrible. I mean, Biggie's probably top 3 rappers for me. And it's just disgusting how young he died. So I don't know. Seems like
I'm gonna say Diddy did it.
Yeah, I mean, the way it's stacking up, you wouldn't put anything past this dude. Anyway, it seems like the world would be a lot better place once Diddy is gone from it. But someone who I wish were still here is former mayor of Toronto, Rob Ford. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
Looked like a Canadian Chris Farley, died of a drug overdose, like Chris Farley, R.I.P. But Rob Ford has finally been given a football stadium in Toronto, named after him, on what would have been his 55th birthday on May 28th of this year. Centennial Stadium in Toronto will now and hopefully forever be known as Rob Ford Stadium.
High school stadium?
Field. Yep. No, it looks like the Black Sheep Stadium, so it's really fitting because it's
Are they going to serve meth at the concession
it's
stands?
a
You got
shitty
a party
field,
at
right,
that place. Yeah. If you want to do it right, they better be selling hard liquor. Better be full bar, baby. Yeah.
It's a little bit of a slap in the face. I hope you loved that field particularly because it is a, as Wes pointed out, like a small multi-high school type field. Yeah.
It's all kids. It's like maybe one of those secondary schools, all kids that failed, troubled kids.
One set of stands on the one side.
You showed a few pictures of him. Where the hell was he getting his ties from? As a big guy, usually you can't find his ties were long.
Oh, you got to get the extra long, Mark. You're not getting the extra long?
He had a tie maker. Yeah.
No, you got to go to DXL, baby. You got to go somewhere that has the long ties. There's extra longs.
Look at the size of those ties.
Mark can't find a long enough tie.
Comes up to my chest.
Like Rob Ford, I have always needed the extra long. I've always had it. In fact, my ties look like you could tie a bathrobe with them.
There you go. Screw the high school stadium. They should be naming ties after him.
The Rob Ford. I mean, I'd love to have a Rob Ford suit. Anything. I want to go to the stadium now just because he was a fun guy. All right. While you're still here, though, you should take time to take care of yourself. And this show is sponsored by BetterHelp. We all carry around different stressors, big and small. When we keep them bottled up, it can start to affect us negatively. Therapy is a safe space to get things off your chest and to figure out how to work through whatever is weighing you down. Therapy with BetterHelp is not only beneficial to bounce your thoughts off your therapist, but it's very easy. Totally remote and online. You can do it, just from your phone, your desk, whatever. I love my BetterHelp therapist, and they help me work through all kinds of issues I'm struggling with every single week whenever I meet with them. And it's great to bounce your ideas and what's troubling you off of somebody else, because a different perspective on anything you're struggling with can be profoundly helpful. So if you're thinking about starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's totally online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. Get it off your chest with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/hardfactor today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/hardfactor.
Hell yeah. All right, a couple quick updates for you. The Louisville police have now agreed to drop charges against Scottie Scheffler. I know we were like, did they, didn't they? However, the reports coming in indicate that there's a condition.
Yeah.
They're asking that they get it in writing that neither side will seek to pursue the issue further criminally or legally.
It's a cover your ass for the cops who know they're going to get their pants sued
Exactly.
off.
They're trying to cover their own asses there. And it doesn't sound like anything will happen to the officer that faked being dragged or the others that were nearby that went along with it.
I watched there was a YouTube video of the proceedings of, like, I guess the arraignment the day after, and Scottie Scheffler's lawyer was there, and then the prosecutor for, the Louisville whatever district attorney was there, and he was like demanding that Scottie Scheffler show up for the arraignment, and he kept saying like prejudice, and I don't know, he was like he's
got another tournament, bro.
Yeah, he had already left, and so his lawyer was like, "I just want to extend it to like June 3rd, and then hopefully we can get this settled by then." And the other lawyer just could not fucking understand. The judge and Scottie Scheffler's lawyer were like, "What the fuck is this guy talking about?"
What college did he go to? Like a rival of Louisville's?
He was the biggest idiot lawyer I've ever seen in my life. He was so infuriating to watch because he couldn't understand that all he wanted was an extension, and he wasn't trying to get Scottie to not be there. It was insane.
Shout out Greg Riley, huge help with the show. Tough week for Kentucky. It was a tough showing. Valhalla through this whole like, promise you won't sue us, Scottie, then we'll let your charges off. Like it's fucking absurd. Like like, and then Wes, this sucks for you the most, man, because Scottie Scheffler agreeing to not sue these people he could easily sue. He's just going to get his ass kissed so much more. You thought the ass kissing was tough before this shit. It's going to be unbearable for the next 2 months.
Scheffler went to UT, Texas boy. All right. Also, the Pennsylvania man that accidentally brought ammunition to Turks and Caicos. I think we talked about him with the Oklahoma guy. He was released and sent home a few days ago, as was a Virginia man that did the same thing that we did not cover. He went to the gun range, the Virginia guy, and brought the same bag he brought to the gun range to Turks and Caicos. He had a few rounds of ammo in the bag. They were just, both of them were like just officially sentenced to like 3 weeks in jail, but that was covered in time served already, so they should be in the clear completely. However, the Oklahoma man that we did cover and 2 other Americans are out on bail. 2 of them remain in the Turks and Caicos, including the Oklahoma guy, while awaiting trial. Yikes. 1 Texas man was allowed to go home due to a medical condition while he's awaiting trial. These guys, and one of them's a lady, it's the Oklahoma guy and a lady are still over there. Undoubtedly, all of these 5 are going to experience panic attacks at the airport for the rest of their lives before going through security, even after checking their bags like a dozen times, Yeah.
I mean, you got to get out of there. How hard can it be to escape from Turks and Caicos if you're awaiting a trial for some crazy, like, just go back to the States. You'll never get extradited. They'll never extradite you over there. Like, just
hop on a plane.
Just get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Don't wait for your trial.
Yeah, don't go through the court process.
Try to get out of there.
Yeah.
Go home.
Get on a boat. Get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
all
it's a
5
better
claim it was
approach.
an accident having the ammo in their bags. It's tough.
Still
be careful. Check your bags, everyone.
incredibly careless to just have rounds.
It is. I'm not. I mean, these people are idiots, all 5 of them. But they're. It sucks.
Whoops. Oh, I forgot I had a bunch of rounds in my bag. Sorry
It's
about
an
that.
Yeah.
international flight. Like, I mean, like,
Whoops.
just
You know they're not into drugs because they didn't check their bags at all. Like we would check our bags like 1,000 times in case there's any like weed or anything in there. Like we're like, like, that outside of shooting guns, they're pretty on the straight and narrow. It seems
I'll tell you, luggage bags will get you in trouble. I remember one time I was taking Cam home from my parents' house, and my dad had his like golf bag that he used for overnight golf trips, and it just reeked of cigarettes because my dad's a heavy smoker. And so I didn't have a bag for Cam. I packed all of Cam's clothes in that bag, and when it got home to his mom, she opened it up, and all of his clothes, it smelled like he had been at like a poker lounge.
oh damn.
oh no.
I got in so much trouble.
Yeah, bags. Well, if you shoot a lot,
Smoke sticks.
and you travel to hunt, like they'll stop you at the airport. Like you get your bag, your bag will get flagged or whatever, and it'll get sent to the side, and they'll have to like scan it and shit. And it's because there'll be like gunpowder residue sometimes. Like if you've been shooting
Also,
a lot
probably
of
a hunting knife by accident.
I know you take all that shit out. Like if you're not a moron going on an international flight and have rounds in your bag, like you normally take it out. But still, sometimes the bag gets like if you've been shooting a lot around the bag, it might have gunpowder residue, stuff like that on it. So you should be aware if you do travel with weapons.
Maybe have a separate bag.
Yeah, or like follow the rules in any way. Like I mean, it's just it's something that's pretty common.
This
so
is my
crazy.
smart bag.
Honey, can you find my luggage? I'll just take my gun bag.
It's crazy to me that these people like are just totally unaware of any of that.
Well, they will be aware now. But those are some updates. The big story today that I want to cover is former South Dakota Mayor Jay Ostrom. And he's been arrested and charged with triple homicide this week.
Whoa.
Not very mayoral of him.
No.
64-year-old Ostrom used to be the mayor of small town Centerville, just south of Sioux Falls in 2010. In South Dakota, that place has a population of about 900 people. And Ostrom, who was also a cop for 28 years in Wyoming and South Dakota, served as a deputy and was on the town council while he was the mayor back then. So he pretty much ran the town.
Right. One man shop.
Yeah. He also, as you can see here, has an incredible mustache.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. He looks like he's from South Dakota.
Yeah, Wyoming originally. But
He's got the curly Q. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like it's so long, he curls it out on the edge.
Looks like he's got the beaties.
That's a shooting Indian mustache.
What causes you to curl it out on the edge?
Years of growing it.
Yeah, but
what you're doing.
You have to tease it that way. You have to like.
Have you ever seen those guys that do that constantly with their mustache? That's all they do all
yes,
day.
I have seen it. Look, oh wow, look, I got tips. Check it out.
Yeah. It's to take it to the next level.
So I got it. So if I just keep rolling the mustache over like that, I could look like that guy.
Yeah, and put a little wax on it. Yeah.
Yeah. Live comment from Jared. Jared says, "Raleigh fingers like the pitcher. Yeah, big time. Got the curly." Yeah. Along with that mustache, he also has an incredibly short fuse and a bit of a drinking problem. And the reason I can deduce all that is because when his wife told him that 26-year-old Paul Frankus, one of the deceased, exposed himself to her one night when they were drinking, and Ostrom wasn't there. She said that he forcibly kissed her and whipped it out. Ostrom just heard of that for the first time on Monday night when she told him, and he and his wife were drinking then too, of course. He did not take that news well. He just grabbed several guns and stormed out of the house, according to his wife, without saying a word. Where do you think he went?
To the dude's house to kill him.
Yeah. He then drove over to the Frankus' house and shot and killed Paul, his 21-year-old brother, Zach Frankus, who called the police and died on the phone with them, and 35-year-old Timothy Richardson. Took them all out. Took out the house.
You want to show my wife your dick?
Yeah.
You want to show my wife your dick?
Yep.
He killed 3 guys because one of them showed his wife his dick.
According to his wife, I don't know. They might have just been hooking up, but yeah, that's what he heard from his wife, and he killed 3 guys over it. So Zach, who called, the one brother, the youngest one who died, told dispatchers that a man had entered their home and shot his brother with a shotgun, killing him. And then while he was on the line with the dispatcher, he got shot himself and stopped talking because he died.
Ostrom is going to run that jail too. Make no mistakes. As soon as he gets in there, he's the kingpin.
Ship him out of that area.
The entire South Dakota prison system.
Get him out of South Dakota and Wyoming. When police showed up to the Frankus residence, they caught Ostrom leaving the house with blood all over him, an AR-style rifle, a .380 revolver, and shotgun shells. So
he brought 3 guns to kill 3 people.
Yes.
This
and I
one's
guess
for
he
Paul.
left the shotgun inside.
This one's for Dale.
Yeah.
This one's
That's
for...
crazy.
Yeah.
They also said he reeked of booze and refused to cooperate for a while before finally laying down on the lawn saying, "You got me."
Yeah.
See you, honey.
He lost his mind. Well, his wife, she's the real winner in this situation. Probably didn't want him around, seeing as how he acts. And then now, yeah, I mean, I imagine he gets a pension as the former mayor, stuff like that. She's just going to be collecting checks.
I think he's the judge too, so I don't know if he's going to
bars. Yeah.
He's going to exonerate himself. This all went down this Monday night, and his first court appearance on $1 million bond was Wednesday. Now, Ostrom, he's no stranger to aggressive confrontations, as he settled a 2-year sexual assault lawsuit with former chief of police Rachel Copeman back while he was mayor and her deputy, so boss and employee. It's an awkward situation. Apparently, he just allegedly riddled her with sexual innuendos and comments and might have whipped it out himself, Frankus style, every day at work.
Right. Well, Ostrom is the only one allowed to show his penis to any woman in his county. That's in his mind. Like,
do as I say, not as I do.
This is Ostrom's county. You see how curly my mustache is?
Yeah. Does the curtain match the drape?
Seen any other dicks lately?
Yeah. Hey, Chief. Hey, Chief. Hey, Chief. Check it out. He also is one of at least 2 officers involved in an officer-involved shooting back in 2001 in Wyoming, where he hails from and worked as a cop before he moved to South Dakota to take over Centerville. When he and at least one other officer shot and killed Michael Owens, who was ramming a deputy's car. They shot him at least 10 times. Shot him overkilled him. Overkilled him.
Yeah.
Wow. So probably not the guy whose wife you want to be pulling your dick out in front of.
No.
Nah, they learned that the hard way.
Yeah.
No. Not Ostrom.
Not around Ostrom.
Guys in the Dakotas with power, I think they're above the law, like that attorneys general.
Ravensburg.
Yeah, Ravensburg, man.
Wonder what
And then
happened
Christy Noem.
Power really goes to those guys' heads.
But also the women. Christy Noem thought she was such a shoo-in to be Trump's VP that she went out there with that "I killed my dog" story and thought it wasn't going to hurt her. Like, that's overconfidence. That is so much overconfidence. It's crazy.
And didn't she also like overrule the legal weed passing by her people?
She did, but in her defense on that one, she got them to revote to not legalize. So in her defense, she was like, I wasn't ready to fight the legalization. So she did get the vote eventually. It is still fucked up, though, that she nullified the first
It's
vote.
like that movie The Rundown with the Rock. Like the smaller the town, there's or like even before that, the movie it's probably based like kind of like a spiritual sequel to Roadhouse. Smaller the town, there's usually a guy or two in charge.
Yeah, like
There's a couple Ostroms.
Alec Murdaugh.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right. Well, speaking of killing dogs, let's go to the double Asian Smelly corner for you today. First, I'd like to wish a happy birthday to my own little Smelly Asian, my son, who turns 14. Happy 14th to him.
Yes, happy
love you.
14.
Hope you never hear this, but if you do, now you know.
14, more like sticky pants and socks.
Yeah, sticky hands.
It's a formative
More
year.
like 5 showers a day.
Yeah, it's
On
coming.
screen time. Yeah.
It's coming.
Water bill.
Yeah. The cleanest kid in the block in no time.
Yeah.
First Smelly Asian story. Let's go to North Korea. Those pranksters who, they like to launch prank missile tests, which fall into the sea all the time. They also prank their own citizens by promising them a prosperous and better life than anywhere in the world. Joke's on them. Yeah. And, they're pranksters. But their latest prank is their best yet. Poop balloons. That's right. Yeah. We've all heard of the Tet offensive. This is the Shet offensive.
The turd offensive.
The turd offensive. Yeah. On Wednesday, so today, if you're watching this live, North Korea awoke to over 260 balloons scattered across 9 provinces. South Korea. In South Korea. The balloons carried trash, apparently some leaflets, laundry detergent, and the shit of some very malnourished North Koreans and probably farm animals. Yeah.
These things are dried up, huh? Small.
Yeah. Oh, they're compacted over there. Yeah. You gotta imagine they're all compacted.
It's all like, why is all the shit in pebbles?
This thing was 10 years in the making, this plan.
Yeah, it's like 10 years.
This is all. Kim says he tells him it's all of his country's shit for 10 years.
But think about how awesome
We filled 260 bags.
Yeah.
Think of how much food we had to have over that decade.
The excitement of just filling a bag with shit and then waiting for the wind to be just right and then like just launching it in your enemy's direction.
Yes.
Just like, yeah.
What
oh
if
my
it went
God.
backwards? What if the wind shifted?
Yeah. Yeah.
A couple of
no,
times. I hope that did happen a few
Oh,
times.
no, the wind. Oh, no, the wind change. Yeah. But what a celebration. I mean, that's
Kim Jong-un just shoots the guy who had the wind change on him.
Yeah.
It's like a fucked up tradition, like the other Asian tradition at like weddings with the balloons.
Yeah.
Oh, right, with
Or
the hot,
funerals.
like the light that you light the lantern
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
This is the dirtier version of that.
Yeah, exactly. But, sitting around a campfire eating, what little food you have, relishing in the shit balloons you just launched must have been just thinking about where they'd land.
What a day for North Korea. You got to be, everybody knows I'm not a proponent of communism, but you got to be happy for the people of North Korea on a day like today because they rarely get a win, right?
It's a win.
And today they dropped 260 bags of shit on their neighbors who they hate. And so
there were tens of thousands of North Koreans admiring the shit balloons until they couldn't see them anymore.
You got to feel a little good for those starving, poor little bastards, it's just tough. Yeah. So they finally get a good day.
I can't think of a better time than an after party of a shit balloon launching in North Korea. I mean, it's got to be just a raucous affair.
Yeah, they probably have downhill from there. That's the peak.
Yeah. You know what? Maybe he needs more kids. Maybe I'd imagine it's hard to procreate in that type of setting, and so maybe he's trying to create, one day where people will actually want to have sex.
Yeah, that's true. What do you think? What do you think the leaflets said? The shit-covered leaflets that they're not going to read.
Probably
got you.
Yeah, we hate K-pop is the devil. We hate K-pop. All this stuff. But there's while you might be thinking it's a little bit childish, funny prank. Why'd they do that? Well, here's a much smarter woman with an English accent to tell you the whole story of why North Korea launched the turd offensive. Here we go.
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Dude. They got him. Because they got him. Oh. Oh, bro. It makes it even better.
They sent their leaflets back with shit on them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude.
K-pop music.
Here's what we think of your leaflets.
We shit on them.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was a return the favor.
Return to sender, baby.
Yeah.
Here's your leaflets covered in shit.
Yeah. Yeah. And you hear that they said USBs filled with K-pop music too.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's incredible. The Koreans have some petty little weird. I can't believe South Korea locked down for that. It's bags of shit, man.
Yeah. Well, they thought it might be biological weapons and exactly. I mean, they don't have the sophistication to put anything that's going to hurt you in a balloon, but
they have 260 biological weapons in North Korea. No, they have 260 bags of animal.
No, it was just shit. Yeah.
That'll ruin your day though if you get hit. I mean, that'll ruin your year. You get hit with a shit balloon.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope it landed on a woman's head. I hope it landed in a swimming pool with kids.
Yeah,
swimming pool. Yeah.
Ooh, park.
Yeah. And they did talk to some eyewitness. Here's a few eyewitness accounts. I'm not sure if the translations are correct on here. Have to check my source, but they sound pretty dead on. Check them out.
Oh no. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that, I mean, it'll ruin your day.
It really will. It's going to break up your whole dog feast and everything. Yeah. Wow.
No, he just was hungry. So, I guess in December 2020, Seoul's parliament criminalized the launch of anti-Pyongyang leaflets. But as recent as last month, they keep sending anti Beijing leaflets across, and it just has infuriated the North Koreans to the point where they just were like, all right, we're gonna send shit back now.
Oh man,
so yeah,
rare W
Yeah.
for North Korea.
Also in
But
2016,
definitely a W.
in 2016, North Korea also launched some revenge balloons. Those had toilet paper, cigarette butts, and trash in them. And so it's just a balloon war that we had no idea was going on.
Amazing, bro.
Find the most disgusting things.
Yeah, but you this ends it. Nobody's sending another fucking balloon out. This ends it. When you send 260 balloons full of shit, that ends the balloon war.
Yeah, but like I will say no one wins in these balloon wars because the North Koreans had to assemble the balloons.
Well, but they had to do it under threat of death from Kim Jong-un.
Right.
So
but like anyone involved in the balloon war was dealing with close proximity to a shit balloon.
Oh, yeah.
Probably got shit all over themselves.
Yep.
They don't care. They got nothing else.
A lot of them, I'm sure, just got straight murdered when they refused to, go along with the plan. But that's just how it goes in North Korea. You gotta go with the flow.
That's right. Gotta go with the plan. They got a plan. They got to stick with
You
it.
either put the balloon together or you go in the balloon yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're gonna start sending over heads soon. Moving on to the next smelly Asian. This is 55-year-old Twen Kit Lee. He's now 55, and for 17.
Okay. So he was
Yeah, Taz, his picture
39
2005.
or 30.
Yeah.
20 years ago he was 30.
I was like, what the fuck? How does he look?
36,
Yeah, no, that's his arrest photo when he was supposed to go to jail in 2007 for the rape of his coworker or his employee back in 2005. So he raped this woman in 2005 in Quincy, Massachusetts. He was getting sentenced and he fled. And for the last 17 years, he's been on the run. And so what's crazy, what's funny about Lee, if there is something funny about him, is that he's not a normal rapist. He's a smelly one. In particular, his breath, which was so foul that his victim knew it was him because she recognized the foul stench of Marlboros and shrimp chips.
They did a breath lineup.
She just recognized that I go to work every day, and every time my boss talks to me, I want to throw up. And then the same guy that raped me had the exact same breath, so it must have been him.
Shit.
So they did a DNA test. Anyway, here's the local news story of how they caught him and what he's doing, what he was up to. Oh, sorry, that's the
Right.
Oh, it's terrible, terrible moniker.
yeah.
Oh.
Good Lord. God.
Whoa.
breath test.
Yeah.
His breath still stinks.
Couldn't smell.
Yeah.
Well, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, that was shocking.
that was the big mind blower at the end.
The millionaire that took him in didn't know he was a rapist. Well, the Bad Breath Rapist has to be the worst criminal nickname I've ever heard.
Ooh, I mean, it's so offensive. Like you are just nothing. You're
that
the
poor
bad
woman is
breath
never going to
rapist.
trust another man, you know? Like, she
Well,
was
yeah.
dating
I mean,
the bad breath rapist for 15 years. Who's she going to date next? You know?
But neither of those women.
Neither the women, they don't win that one. That sucks.
No, it's crazy. Anyway.
Fuck the bad breath rapist. I'm glad that he got caught, man.
Yeah, so he's 55, probably spend the rest of his days in prison.
Oh, they're going to kick his ass for his smelly breath, too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, imagine how many times he's going to get beaten when they're telling him, go brush your teeth.
That's a crime that, a lot of hardcore criminals don't like. And then he stinks as well. He's going to get worked.
They don't like bad hygiene in prison or rehab.
Or rapists.
Yeah.
Stinky people, right? That's what we've talked. Yeah.
They don't like
when you stink.
farting. They don't like, bad
he's in for
hygiene.
it.
Yeah. So anyway, what a menace. FBI, good job. Bad Breath Rapist behind bars. And that's the show. If you need more content, go to patreon.com/hardfactor. Weekly shows, The Hive Hour, Florida Man Friday, and Let's Go. All available to you for as little as $5 a week, plus the Discord. So go check it out, patreon.com/hardfactor. And we love you, and have a great fucking day.